What up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Tuesday to the Bone Army. So, essentially, what I wanted to do is I wanted to catch us up on last week's Shytoshi Kusama Mememania episodes 18, 19, and 20. Because here, let me go ahead and slide this camera on real quick. Because I missed it last week. All right. And of course, as you guys know, Shiba Inu treat looks like it is definitely on the move after the dip to half a cent. It's basically been moving up 3x from that point, up 20% yesterday, up 7.82%. Let's go ahead and check out also Shib. Actually, Shib, let's go ahead and check out Bone before I get into this, since it is alive. All right. So we got, of course, Shiba Inu at 1886, 1886. Keep in mind, not financial advice, but I do believe once the ecosystem is fully running, you guys are going to see some price action like never before. This is, in my opinion, the most revolutionary crypto project in terms of decentralization and technology stack that has ever been developed. And that's no understatement. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and look at Bone. Of course, can't forget Bone. Last time I checked, it was at 33 cents. So I bought some. Not financial advice. And look at it. Beautiful entry point right now at 34 cents. Crazy. These levels are what you guys need to be looking at. I don't know why you guys keep buying the tops all the time. As soon as it starts moving, as soon as Bone hits $1.20, you guys FOMO in. As soon as it hits 150, 160, you guys FOMO in. So I really don't understand when it's 34 cents. You're looking at an over 100x. In my opinion, over 2,500x staring you in the face right now. Not financial advice. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get into this. All right, and what is this specifically? I'm over here on the Shibarium updates channel. If you haven't already followed their channel, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be notified when they drop content or when they go live. Look, episode 21 right here dropped yesterday. I'm gonna cover episodes 18, 19, and 20. All right. So if you want, after this, if you want to catch episode 21, go ahead and slide over. It's at Shibisons. All right, that's the channel. Go ahead and catch them all. But if you want to catch the next one, it's right here. And I will be covering it. I just want to cover it in blocks, like weekly type situation. And actually, they threw a curveball at me last time because they didn't release one they released one on Wednesday, I think it was. So oh, little spider, crazy. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, my people. All right, so first episode that we're gonna go into, and of course, you guys know I'm gonna give you the details as much as possible. And this is a series by Shytoshi Kusama, the lead, or actually, I think he changed his position. But regardless, as of now, the lead of Shiba Shib Army. So let's go ahead and put this episode all the way back. This is episode 18. Once again, we're going to go through 18, 19, and 20. All right. And of course, if you don't know what's going on, this is Shytoshi Kusama inside of the Shib metaverse. So what you're seeing here, this screen with this ominous entity sitting behind this podium slash desk, is inside the metaverse. Okay, you can play video games inside. You can go ahead and check it out. A bunch of immersive experiences that will be developed continually. Right now, you have Mount Ryoshi and a bunch of other experiences. A bunch of people running around. I saw Lucy Shib post a video. I saw Mazrael post a video. A couple other people post videos. So go ahead and get into it. I myself, I'm in the process of getting a PC because I'm on Apple. So it's primarily on PC right now. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and slide into this. Let me make sure it looks clear. Is this HD? It looks like it is. All right, cool. Without any further ado, once again, make sure you follow this channel called Shibarium Updates. This is where I'm getting my information. All right, subscribe, hit that bell, like, and of course, make sure you leave a comment. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a comment. I'm gonna say thanks for posting, because if it wasn't for them posting, I wouldn't be able to give this to you guys. All right, the Bone Army. And you guys know the difference between the Shib Army and the Bone Army. The Bone Army / Street Army. All right, we're like the special forces of the army. All right, we're not about win moon. We're about lay out the groundwork for the strategy. We're gonna flank them on the left. I mean, come on. All right, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, foes and fans, friends and fudders, welcome once again to Mememania and the 36 Chambers of Tech. I am your host, Shytoshi Kusama. And today, on this wonderful Thursday, I want to talk about all the tech. Thursdays will be interesting because not only are we going to talk about tech, we'll also see some of it in action.
So this was last Thursday's episode. Today is Tuesday. So that means that we're covering last week's episode. There was an episode yesterday, which was Monday. Make sure you catch that after you catch this, or leave now and catch it now. And on Tuesday, which is today, Shytoshi normally drops a tech video specifically about Treat. Okay, if you don't know about Treat, it's the most revolutionary token in the entire ecosystem. It is the fully homomorphic encrypted token, one of the first fully active on mainnet, not theory, not a paper written somewhere. No, you can actually put it in practice. All right, I'll try not to interrupt, but sometimes I have to give you those updates in case you're catching this later on.
But I wanted to start and actually
let me start this back here.
Today,
all right, sorry.
Welcome once again to Mememania and the 36 Chambers of Tech. I am your host, Shytoshi Kusama. And today, on this wonderful Thursday, I want to talk about all the tech. Thursdays will be interesting because not only are we going to talk about tech, we'll also see some of it in action. But I wanted to start and actually give the overall vision. For those of you who understand the power of a network state, the vision makes a lot of sense. A network state could be as small as a group of friends that have their own little private place to talk. It could be as big as an entire country. And when you are designing a system for a network state, you need not just some sort of governance and identity and things like that. You also need an operating system so that everyone is aligned. This operating system obviously needs to contain certain features and also should be driven by a foundational document. We have done this very well for Shib, and I can assure you now that I've completed many meetings here in the UAE that much, much more is coming down the pipeline. Some incredible, truly incredible partners. Now, this particular daily podcast, this part of the podcast is really deep because it breaks down truly the beauty of this system. It allows anyone to utilize these different components, as I've stated before, as you'll hear in the future. It is modular, meaning that you can take certain modules and combine them to a product or service that you are building or a platform that you're building. You don't have to utilize all 36 pieces. This is what makes the entire system so powerful. Overall, this type of vision, a foundational document that really changes the world, doesn't really exist in the format that we have completed. Too often, decentralized systems have no central structure. And I believe that is one of the issues therein. A centralized system has only the central components, and that is one of the things that makes it so powerful, i.e. Coinbase. If you're going to compete with something like Coinbase, you're going to need a central foundation, certain foundational elements, as I'll mention, a financial layer, identity layer, etc. And then the more features that you have, the more features that the decentralized community add to this foundation is where the thing becomes so absolutely powerful. We realize this as we journey through the life cycle of Shib. We realized that we wanted to make something that has long-term potential because it's easy to survive one cycle, very difficult to survive many. And it's even more hard to build something that people want to use, but we're very lucky. very blessed, and through divine providence, we have now a system that brings anyone from Web 2 to Web 3. So let's talk about all of these components over the next few weeks, and it will be, in my opinion, very exciting. I apologize that it took us as long as it did to finish everything, but and that a few things are still in the works, like the metaverse, some of our AI. But really good tech takes time. Moreover, when you really consider how this all plays together, one of the other issues that I'd like to apologize is that we weren't able to fully communicate this as we were building it, like you would see for certain businesses. But overall, Apple doesn't tell you you're dropping an iPhone until it's done, right? That's part of having a business advantage, trade secrets. So a lot of these trade secrets, a lot of the things that you're going to hear here in this podcast are stuff that we've been working on for months and months and months, even years in some cases. Now, you already know the foundational things that are perfectly public. The Shibarium blockchain with almost 2 million wallets and well over 500 million transactions. It's a marvel and a grand achievement because it only went down once when we first opened it because we had 180 million compute units in a few minutes, which is very difficult for any blockchain to handle. One of the reasons that we realized we might need another solution to compensate if you're talking about bringing on a really big player. Moreover, we have Shiba Swap, which you are all aware of as well, where you can swap your tokens, and it's been upgraded multiple times. Shout out to the team that made that happen. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, everyone else that helped to ensure that we had these foundational elements. And of course, there's the element of events, ShibaCon in particular, that we had to delay, unfortunately, for a variety of reasons. We realized that Thailand was not the best location for ShibaCon and that we should have it here in the UAE. And we're really excited to continue that journey and have it alongside, more shortly thereafter, the release of Tree. Very exciting stuff. We are almost there. As a decentralized entity, we have done the impossible. We're up 43 million% from an all-time low right now, with plenty of room to grow. And I believe in my heart of hearts and in my soul that through these pieces of tech and the vision that we've laid out, anyone can build with Shib, and the benefit for Shib is massive. So let's get down to business. Let's talk about exactly why the tech is so incredible and how it all works together. And let's have some fun in the process. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening today, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, this was a bit of a teaser. This honestly looked like a bit of a teaser because he's like, all right, let's get into it. And then I'll talk to you soon. All right, cool. Well, a lot was said. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to talk about this, my people. So first of all, you mentioned the network state. Network state, of course, he said it encompasses more than just an operating system. Okay. It has an identity layer, it has a financial layer, right? It has a foundational document. Of course, you guys know that Shiba Inu is one of the only projects that actually has a constitution. Okay, that is big. All right, that isn't normal in most projects because Shiba Inu isn't your normal project. Keep in mind, let's go ahead and get into some more of what, because honestly, he drops so much. And one thing I was thinking about, and this is part of the problem why we get so much FUD in this ecosystem. The ecosystem, the vision is so big, and FUDders have such small vision. Sometimes it's easier to FUD. So basically, he spoke about a decentralized layer where people want to use it. That's highly difficult. So how are they doing that? Well, they're creating a layer where the fees are lower, and in fact, that's going to create incentives for other layer twos to come into Shibarium. In other words, Shibarium is going to become what's known as a settlement layer right now. I mean, and I don't want to fully get into that, but simply put, layer twos settle on Ethereum's layer one. Now imagine if all of those layer twos for a lot of those layer twos, instead of settling on a layer one Ethereum, which is more expensive, they decided to reroute to a layer two, which was basically an arbiter of truth and basically finality layer whereby you can synchronize layer twos and have documentation on both layers in case one of the layers, let's say, base or arbitrum settles into Shibarium. If arbitrum goes down, there'll still be a record on Shibarium. All right, that's it. And of course, he apologized for taking so long, apologized because he couldn't really reveal a lot of trade secrets. As you guys know, Shiba Inu is very influential, and if they release a lot of those trade secrets, you know what happens. People will start to emulate. People will start to steal them. That's essentially what we have over there. He said that ShibaCon is going to be in the UAE. The timing was changed because of the fact that Treat had to be released. Of course, they're up over 43 million%. And as he said, that's going to benefit Shib. All right, let's get into episode 19. He said, I'm just Ryoshi. I'm just Ryoshi, a message of gratitude, humility, community. All right, let's see what this is about.
Ladies and gentlemen, foes and fans. Wait, give me a moment to talk to the fans. This isn't the first time in my life that I've had fans, by any means. But it's the first time I've had so many fans. And I want to take a moment to thank them and say a few things about how grateful I am that they exist. At the end of the day, I'm just Ryoshi like everyone else. I'm just someone here to build the future and someone here to help save the world with your help. So it's important that in the future, you don't put me on a pedestal or think that I'm some sort of god. I've seen that in certain chat rooms like, wait, what, bro? No. Or that I'm, some sort of saint. Instead, I want you to realize that I'm a flawed human like everyone else. I want you to realize as well that I'm just doing the best that I can to build something worthwhile in the craziest industry ever. I did not expect this to happen, although it was expected of me from a very young age. And I am just as surprised as you, but I do have the skill set to make this possible, as Ryoshi could tell very early on. I appreciate you as a fan because, lo and behold, when I see positive messages that offset the terrible FUD and lies that I often see, the messages that I'm a scammer when I'm literally just trying to build, it keeps me going. In many ways, you've kept me alive. You've kept me sane in an insane world. And you've helped me to understand that there are good people out there in the world, because at times it feels like there isn't. Too often, actually. One thing that I like to remind you all is that this is the first time something like this has been done. Something built at this level has been achieved. And definitely the first time a founder such as Ryoshi stepped away and left this to the community, and then the community ran with it to this extent. Moreover, I think this is the first time that someone who worked alongside all of you left a testament like this to be alive forever for anyone to listen to in the future. Sometimes I wonder, how would it be if we had a message like this from Satoshi? What would it be if we had an archive that explained what he was thinking, not just a white paper? And for this reason, I decided to do this. Colette mentioned to me many times that it was time for me to speak out and explain exactly who I am and why I'm here. And unfortunately, I don't think it's time for me to exactly say who I am and why I'm here. Some of you out there who are my fans probably can figure it out if you listen closely. Those of you who don't know the time, don't understand what needs to be done, might miss it. But that's part of the beauty, right? The surprise of it all, the wonder, and I guess in many ways, the mystery that exists when someone that you've never seen works for your bags and not his or her own. Believe this is one of the things that's missing in crypto, the ability for the community to work together and to build something greater. But again, to my fans, without you, I wouldn't exist. So I just wanted to give a very short thank you today and every day. You can replay this and know that I believe in you probably more than you believe in me. And without you, this won't continue. There are a lot of people out there, even some of the closest people to me, who believe that once we move away from these unusual positions and hand everything to the community properly, a full decentralized ecosystem, full operating system, a full structure, that it will fall apart. And I am asking you to make sure that doesn't happen. I want you to call out the scammers. I want you to do your best to make sure that Shib grows greater than even I can imagine. I'll be with you in spirit no matter what. And I'll be with you in our state as long as I can. So, thank you again. And I look forward to answering many of the questions that you left when I requested questions, but that will be for another time. It's Friday, and I hope that you have a great weekend. Until next time, Shiba Army, stay well, and I salute you.
All right. So this was from last Friday. All right. And of course, this one I felt was light, but it was important. And in fact, I need to put it back because I think he said something that I think is really dope. Because I swear he said something about saving the world, and had yeah, here it is. Here it is. Boom. Yes, it was at the beginning. So here it is. Let me just hear this one more time.
Feel I am that they exist. At the end of the day, I'm just Ryoshi like everyone else. I'm just someone here to build the future and someone here to help save the world with.
Sheesh. And someone here to help save the world with your help. I love that quote right there. All right. So I thought that's what I heard. I
Your
thought
help.
that's what I heard.
So it's important.
So really, that is no understatement. That's what's crazy. Like, if you hear what he's saying, you might say, you know what, this guy is really, I mean, talking some weird stuff. No, no, no. Really, simply put, they developed a technology that hadn't been developed before, hands it over to the Shib Army in an ecosystem form for anybody, as he said, from a club to an organization to a corporation, upscaled all the way up to a multinational or a country. Okay, this is the technology they brought. So when he's talking about someone that is working for your bags, he is literally working for the entire ecosystem in what I believe is the most strategic decentralized cryptocurrency slash cryptography tech stack that has ever been developed, and people aren't seeing it. So if you do see it, make sure that you guys do your own research, not financial advice. Make sure you guys hit the like on this video. Make sure you share it so people hear about what Ryoshi, Shytoshi, Cal, the entire team has accomplished. In fact, the other day I was on the K9 Finance chat on Telegram, and the Buzz said, "Oh, you're optimistic. One thing I'll give you, you're optimistic." And the thing about it is, actually, I'm not I'm not gonna say I'm pessimistic, but I'm definitely about concrete evidence. So I don't tell me about what you're going to do. Show me what you're gonna do. So the reason I say that is, if you go just quickly before we finish the last episode, um, and like I told you, there's one from yesterday that I'm not going to cover, and then there's one that's going to be released today. my people, so you guys could get the absolute latest on what Shytoshi is saying in this Mememania. But basically, if you come to Shib.io and you look at the infrastructure of the Shib operating system and the different technologies that will power a lot of the future, look at this. This right here isn't words. This right here is the foundation of what will be the most powerful network digital social state, the Shiba state. Okay, the first network. I used to call it a digital state back when WikiLeaks. I thought WikiLeaks was going this direction. So when I see that Shib is basically in this direction, I got very bullish on it. That's all I'm saying. That's part of the reason why I'm so bullish on it. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and finish the last episode of, and it's like I said, there's still one from yesterday. So we just saw Fridays and we're about to catch Saturdays. Saturdays is normally spiritual.
Ladies,
So let me see. This right here looks a little bit. Let me make sure that I have the quality a little up because it looks terrible. Oh, why is it so bad? So yeah, I don't know if this has to do with Shib updates, how they uploaded, but the previous ones were high quality, and this one looks kind of lower quality. So,
and
all right,
gentlemen,
it is what it is.
foes and friends, fans and fudders, welcome once again to Mememania and the 36 Chambers of Tech. I'm your host, Shytoshi Kusama, and again, we're having a spiritual session this Saturday. Sometimes I ask myself, what exactly do I even talk about? I have so many different topics. I've studied so many different things to come to the belief system that I have, and I've actually done various things to achieve what I have. And I'm not perfect by any means. I still mess up. I still backtrack. I still have a lot to learn. But overall, it's time to discuss how I did it. The first thing that I have to give credit to, of course, is to God Himself. Without God, I wouldn't be here. I grew up in a place where I should have been dead a long time ago, and I thought I'd be dead a long time ago. I said earlier to those of you who have been with me for a long time that I attempted to commit suicide years ago, more than a decade ago, and I'm glad I didn't. It didn't go through fully. I've actually written a lot of pieces about this situation and how it felt to attempt suicide. And the true reason that I'm actually still here today is divine providence. And the true reason that you're hearing me today is because of divine providence. Not everyone will hear this podcast. Not everyone you share it with will want to hear this podcast. They aren't ready. It's not for them. It's only for a few, a select few, even though it might be millions of select few people.
Bone Army.
Overall, it is time for the truth to be told. For me, I was born outside the matrix, as we like to say. Although I was born inside of one of the first places in the world, I was lucky enough to have a mother who had a dream that I would somehow save the world. Crazy, right? And to make sure that everyone knew when they meet me, she gave me a name that makes it quite evident that she believed this. Many people I've met who don't know me as shy and don't know that I'm shy believe that I would do so. And boy, did they get it right in many ways. And boy, did it make my life very hard because there's nothing worse than thinking that you're here for something special and feeling like you're just a normal guy, because you are just a normal guy. But as I grew up, I began to study and read as much as I could. I could read at the age of 2, which was surprising to a lot of people. I've gone through gifted and talented education through my entire life, which gave me the ability to learn very quickly that the education system is totally jacked up. I
Bravo.
was lucky enough to begin studying various religions from a young age. And even then, all of this didn't make sense until recently. About 13 years ago, I began delving into the idea of reprogramming my subconscious mind. And the way that I did this is quite simple. First thing I did was write out exactly what I want. Like, what exactly do you want? Okay. If your answer is, bro, I want a Lambo, I want financial freedom, I understand. We all want those things. But what do you really want? What's like your biggest dream you can imagine? What's the biggest thing you could ever have? And guess what the average person's answer will be? I don't know. You see, not only does media steal our mind share, okay, not only does it program us to think a certain way, it also, unfortunately, takes away our own ability to think about what we want. So take a moment now, right now, and after you heard this podcast, to think about what you want. Then write it down. Write it down. Be careful because it might come true. So be very, very specific. Don't just rush this. Don't chat GPT it until after you have version one. And make sure that you understand it. This will be your new mantra. I've seen individuals who I love very much take this and put it into a visualization board. I personally don't use this method, but I've seen it work for those, a vision board. Many people I know put these things into a vision board, and I've met people who are successful where their vision board has come true. This won't happen instantaneously. We are very blessed to live in a world that has the restriction of time. Why? Because imagine for a second that everything you wanted happened instantly. I want endless money. Boom, you got endless money. Let's go, let's go. You party, lose it. Or you get angry at someone. I hope this person dies. And they do. I didn't mean it. So we were put into a world where time is a restriction. This is done on purpose. In my humble opinion, I can't know exactly why God did things. I'm just saying what I think. Okay? Don't judge me. This restriction of time allows us to make sure that what we want is true. If you are constantly thinking for the same things over and over, if your mantra is, I want this, 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 then it will happen. It should, if it's right and aligned with your higher power and aligned with your purpose, really. So one of the first things I did was write out a really detailed mantra. And unlike most people who would say, I want a Lambo, I want this, I wrote out something that was a little more like, I really like superpowers. That'd be kind of cool. And, maybe if we could save the world, that'd be awesome. And what about this and this and this and this and this and this and this? All right. And most of the things are magically coming true. The evidence is that you're listening to me right now. The evidence is that you have the power to help make this come true. And the evidence is that some of the most powerful people in the world are beginning to listen to what we have to say because they know it's time. The next thing that I did that has been a big help is that I fasted. Did you know that fasting rebuilds stem cells? I didn't do a normal fast. I did 40 days, water only. I lost 40 pounds, ended up at 99 pounds. I was at 145 at the time or so. Ended up at 99 pounds. And let me tell you what it felt like on day 41. Day 41 was like I was swimming in an ocean of energy for the first time, a fish feeling like he's in an ocean. That's what it felt like. That was when I knew that it was all real and that reality is kind of just a small smidgen of a much larger reality that we exist in, just like the Egyptians believed and many other cultures have believed. So that allowed me to reset my mind and reset my body. Okay. So reprogram subconscious through some sort of self-hypnosis and fasting. Okay. Obviously prayer. And I just want to give a shout out to all the religions and those of you who are religious and spiritual who pray on a regular basis. For those of you who don't know that you're praying on a regular basis because you're utilizing mantras that were not written by you, but written by, evil force, make sure you might want to switch those mantras in this particular new age. But for those of you who pray on a regular basis, I salute you because this has been one of the hardest things for me to do. Although I am absolutely sure of God's omnipresence and magnificence, it is very difficult for me to pray on a regular basis. It's something that I'm working on. Even I am working on things. Trust me, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying by any means that I'm whatever or whoever you might think or not think. I'm just saying I'm trying my best. The next thing that I did was be more careful of what I eat. Now, yeah, I have cheat days, bro. Like I eat McDonald's like once every 3 years, unless I'm in another country, other than the United States, in which case McDonald's is usually great. But I'm more careful about what I eat and what I put in my body in general, especially like vaccines. Yeah. So that was a big part of helping me achieve where we are today. And the final component that I really wanted to share
I can really
is
relate.
being careful what I speak. So I mentioned earlier about the idea of putting intention into the air, but you also have to realize that you're also putting intention into the air by what you say, not just by what you think into the air. but by what you say. So I stopped saying certain words. I still curse every once in a while because people make me fucking angry. Okay, I get it. But I don't curse at my friends. I don't call many people name who don't deserve it. Futters, yeah, you'll see me give it to them. But for
Mhm.
my friends, I don't do that. Too often we have that in certain communities where people will downplay or say negative things to their friends or their family. We've got to stop this because we are impressing things on their subconscious, especially parents who do it to their children. Another thing that has been a big part of my life, and I hope that is part of yours, is charity. Charity can be anything. It can be as good as helping someone on the street. It can be as good as or simple as um, just giving back from what you have, zakat. It can be just kindness, chasedim. It could be a variety of things. But charity is going to be super important as we move into the future and as I begin to reveal more about what we have in the pipeline. So keep this in mind, okay? This is how we're going to ensure that everyone in the world is taken care of. So I think I've broken down many of the things that have helped me. I do want to give one more thing. Remember, I said earlier about the idea of music impressing on our mind certain things? So I made my own music. It doesn't have to be good. I'm not saying that my music is good by any means. I mean, trust me. I mean, like, imagine I had good music. No way, bro. My music is just good. It's not great. It's not fantastic. It's not like I'm the best in the world, or maybe I am. And essentially, making my own music allowed me to impress my subconscious in the same way that those who make music and then put a seance around it and impress the demons into the music, and then you listen to it over and over and over and stuck in your subconscious, do the exact same thing. Listen to yourself speak about how you feel and what you want. If you do it with music, it's a win, 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 because your subconscious will remember it. Hey, want another secret? Got to give a shout out again to Islam because the Quran is being played over and over with melody, which, as I stated, helps it stick into the subconscious. +1. Okay. Now, utilize these different tools that I've given you. They're free, they're easily available. It's everything that you can use to make yourself more powerful in your life and things that I know work for a fact. And grow stronger, Shib Army. I'll talk to you soon. On purpose, in my humble opinion, I can't know
All
exactly
right.
why God did that.
So honestly, these episodes get pretty deep. So, oh damn, hold on, cameras off, cameras off. So part of the reason why I take the camera off, two reasons. I feel like it goes a little slower when the camera's on, and two, I feel that some of the text from the caption is blocked by the camera, by the my image. And anyway, so um, you have Shytoshi Kusama talking about how he reprogrammed himself. He said he also makes music. I don't know where the links are. I'm trying to hear that. But I like how he explains his journey from the beginning, how even his name had something to do with the way he developed, how he was gifted from the beginning. You can tell that he's very eloquent. You can tell he's definitely very eloquent. The way his words, the way his concepts, the way the fluidity of his demeanor just encapsulates what he's trying to convey. So Shaitoshi definitely getting really personal with this one, talking about how he struggled with thoughts of suicide and he attempted suicide before. In fact, I believe I covered that blog because he wrote about it, and I think it's called semicolon or something like that because I think the semicolon is the symbol for survivors of um, suicide. So definitely something. If you guys are dealing with something like that, maybe a Medium article written by Shaitoshi that might help you guys get out of that um, dark spot. All right. With that, he also spoke about how meditation definitely helped him, how learning about different religions helped him. how the charitable acts in Islam and Judaism, zakat or hasidim, are, were influential in how he, wants people to try to be more humane, that he's discovered that there are good people out there. You know what I mean? So definitely very, very impactful. Spoke about the media share, how it takes um, energy from you and really strips you of your dreams. He spoke about how if you told people to write down what they want in life, some of you guys might say, okay, Lambo, $1 million, whatever. But many people would actually struggle and might not actually know what they want from life. Okay, because if all you want is Lambo and money, chances are you're gonna blow it and you're gonna be broke if that's what your mindset is like, and that is very true. It's definitely harder to try to attain higher levels of spirituality or just improving on your personal self. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and go through some of these questions. Once again, this was Shytoshi Kusama, episodes 18, 19, 20. There was an episode yesterday. There's going to be an episode today, and of course, this is about the Shiba state. This is about the first digital network state that is coming into existence through proper formats, okay, not just spoken. But developing the mechanisms, foundational documents, and incorporating some of the documents like the Montevideo protocols into the future existence of this state. All right, so let me go ahead and hit some of these questions before I'm out. So I got BHA 1991 said, a lot of drama happened. A lot of drama happened around Shy Token. Not sure what's going on. Do you mind sharing your thoughts? As far as I have understood, someone dropped a Shytoshi Kusama token um on Solana. And I guess Shytoshi Kusama made a comment about it. He might have made a comment from the Shiba token account, and so people were taking issue with that. But if we actually check the token right now, it's at 1 cent, and it's actually running back. I actually started tracking it. I started tracking it when people started talking mess about it. It was up. So, of course, you guys know the Fibonacci levels have to come down. And actually, I hadn't checked it till today. I was mentioning it to my girlfriend yesterday, actually, when it was at the lowest. And what's going on here? Dex tools definitely taking forever to pop this up. I just want to, and of course, this is not financial advice. This is not me endorsing this token. Someone asked, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. And it's at 6 million right now, market cap. Great entry, if I must say so myself. All right. Once again, I'm not telling you to get this token. I'm just making an opinion because it is down 53%. Of course, this is day 2. So that is typical of tokens. They shoot up, shoot down. They're going to shoot back up, going to shoot back down. So the whole point is for you to try to capture the lows, buy the lows, and then you sell the highs. Right now, of course, the lows, see, and this is disrespectful because it just got rid of all my fib levels. We need a DEX on Shibarium. Is it going to be the Shib wallet, Shib smart wallet? Because this, doing all that work and then the levels just disappearing is low-key annoying. As you guys saw, they were there before. All right, so anyways, not endorsing this token, but that's the drama. Someone dropped the token and Shytoshi endorsed it. They sent him some tokens. He burnt the tokens. So half of the supply, I believe, has been burnt. I believe this is, even though Shibarium 100%. Right now, Shytoshi is more of an ambassador for the community. So the fact that he's not fudding it, the fact that he's talking about it and giving, some play to some other community that technically is doing marketing, because if Shytoshi Kusama is the main token on Solana, that's free promo. So a lot of people were upset. A lot of people saying it's a money grab, this and that. People are always going to be fudding. And as he said, some of the fudders help him because that gives him fuel. And low key, I can 100% agree with that type of mentality because you're always going to come across fudders. It's easy to fud, it's difficult to produce. So, anyways, right now, the levels really to get in, we're at like uh 2042. All right, to 40s, I mean 2055. All right, so right now this actually could retrace a little bit to maybe about one. So about 1 cent, that'd be another entry. But even right now, it's looking all right. And of course, not endorsing that, just putting you guys on that because someone asked about it. All right, let me go ahead because it looks like this thing wants to shut down, bro. All right, so let me see. A lot of drama. All right, so we can see Bone going up. Any listings anytime soon? All right, let's go to Bone. Bone, 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 Bone. Quickly go to Bone. Oh, no, that's Shiba. Shiba, Shiba. This is Bone right here. Bone. So yes, listings coming for Bone. You best believe that it's going to be listed on Binance. I don't know if it's going to be listed on Coinbase. Coinbase is kind of hating. Coinbase kind of hates. I'm gonna be honest. So I'm not looking forward to Coinbase. All right. The Coinbase sometimes has to get their arm twisted in order for them to list some tokens. You saw what they did with Pepe. When Pepe was going, it was smashing. Then Brian Armstrong was fudding it, even relaying saying that it might be anti-Semitic. I mean, it was pathetic, man. It was straight pathetic. All right. So, oh, let me see. All right. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into the next question. Hey, man, let's go. Bone to the moon. Rolla, that L2 SHIB settlement should would be huge for real. This is from Rolla Costa and will help Bone adoption too, in my opinion. Absolutely. And that's part of the reason why it's so important. And that's also why people keep fudding without even knowing because they want like a flat something flashy. You know, they want like Shib is gonna put a Lambo with the Shib logo in Times Square, and I guess that's supposed to like help the price go up. And instead of them understanding that part of what is gonna bring adoption is actually the low fees because the low fees are what are going to allow layer twos to settle on Shibarium, therefore validating and having a record on a settlement layer where before those layer twos had to settle on Ethereum. Ethereum fees are expensive. Ethereum fees are expensive. Shibarium fees are under a cent. In fact, there's even uh, free transactions for some partners and some developers when it comes to um, dApps or games, is what I'm hearing. You know, and this is going to be related to SDKs and all kinds of stuff. So gasless transactions for certain partners. Then, of course, you have the gas for the regular transactions. You have gas for people buying tokens. You're going to have gas for certain video games. You're going to have gas in the metaverse. Okay, so all this is creating a demand and utility. And of course, that's just on that surface. Think about if base is to settle on Shibarium. Think if Arbitrum is to settle on Shibarium. Think if Polygon settles on Shibarium. You know what I mean? That's the type of utility and that's the type of adoption that most people don't see. And that's why this project has been so methodically and strategically crafted. In fact, this has been run like a revolutionary socialist operation, if I say so. All right. I Shytoshi has to be a lefty. All right. If he's talking about saving the world and producing the type of quality to liberate humanity, clearly he understands that the centralized monopolists, all right, a lot of these centralized banks, a lot of these insurance companies that really strip value from you, strip value from your labor. And a lot of times we don't even see it because the system continually is shaped by the winners. And the winners, unfortunately, can be the people on top that continually rig the system. And because the system is rigged, of course, the scales will continually tilt towards their side. Now, what Shytoshi, Ryoshi, Kao have developed is a type of mechanism, a system by which people can fight the beast. People can get their financial life out of an inflationary ecosystem that strips value from the proletariat class into a system, the Shibarium OS Shiba state, that is a deflationary system that creates value. Okay, instead of your holdings, the value of the money and your wealth going down on average 2% a year, because that's what the Federal Reserve's targets are. Now you'll have a system by which you can increase through deflation the value of your holdings. Okay, that is a positive feedback loop. And then when she drops, now you'll have the king of stable coins, the foundation of the Shiba state eventually, that will allow you to switch from the bull market right here. We're in tokens, we're in Shib, we're in Bone, we're in leash, we're in what is it? Shib, leash, bone, treat, we're in bad idea, canine, all that. And then bull market is coming to an end. So now we're gonna take this and we're gonna shift it over to the stable coin to maintain the wealth. Now, what's that going to do? Now, what that's going to do is that's going to transfer wealth from meme coins into the Shibarium ecosystem in the form of stable currency, stable coin called Shi. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. All right. All right, cool. With that said, I go by Crypto Marxist, aka Bone Army, just came at you. These levels of 34 cents are life changing if you understand what's going on. Throw a couple bucks. Bone, in my opinion, and of course, not financial advice. I'm not even telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I would do if I was you. Bone going to $1. That's almost 3 times your money from this point. Bone going to $5. Bone going to $10. Okay, keep in mind it's gonna go 34, it's gonna be 50, it's gonna be $1, $1.25, $1.50, go back to 125, it's gonna be $2, it's gonna be $2.50, $2, it's gonna be $3.50. It's gonna, I'm telling you, it's gonna be to the point that the weekly is gonna look like $1, $2, $4, $3, 5, 10, 7, maybe 15, 20. I mean, it's gonna go crazy, my people. Understand what's going on. Not financial advice, but Bone is the native token, the gas token of the Shibarium blockchain, which is the layer 2 that Shiba Inu has developed. They have an ecosystem which entails a swap, Shiba swap. They have a metaverse. They have video games, not just one. They got Shiba Eternity. They have Agent Shiboshi. They got Shiboshi Rush. They have a metaverse racing game called Lapdogs. So I'm just saying, when you're talking about an entire ecosystem, a fully decentralized community that is designed to be perpetual, okay, when you have technology such as FHE developed by Zama and incorporated into the Shibarium OS, fully homomorphic encryption, which has the ability to solve not complex problems, issues, including medical conditions such as breakthroughs in cancer. I'm just saying this is bigger than just that. When you're dropping stuff like the Shib portal that nobody is talking about, if you made it this far, you're about to get some alpha. And basically, you know how you have how you have Google Play and how you have the App Store? Well, guess what? Shib is developing their own. It's called the Shib portal, whereby apps will be downloadable. That also is creating a market for developers in order for them to place their apps and not have to deal with the monopolist. All right, cool. With that said, if you got any value, go ahead and hit that sub, hit that like, bell it up, because some of my stuff is time sensitive and urgent, and that way you can be notified when I go live or when I drop content. Make sure you share this so other people can come across Shytoshi and his meme mania, so they can get to know him, know his personality, understand what the Shib ecosystem is about, what the Shib ethos is about, and that way we can fully help in the adoption of this beautiful technology. With that said, I go by Bone Army. I'm Bone Army. You're Bone Army. We are the Bone Army. And I'm out. Peace, my people. Have a good day.